Welcome to Star Talk, a podcast from the Durham County Sheriff's Office. I'm your host, Sheriff Clarence Birkhead. As part of our commitment to the community, my team and I are dedicated to protecting all Durham residents, especially our senior citizens. Seniors are a vital part of our community, offering invaluable wisdom and experience. Unfortunately, they are also increasingly targeted by scammers. My goal today is to help you learn how to spot these scams and protect yourself and your loved ones. Joining us to discuss this important topic are representatives from Programs of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly, or PACE. This organization, which operates under Volunteers for America, provides comprehensive medical and social services to seniors, making them an excellent resource for this conversation. I'd like to welcome Tory Engram, PACE Enrollment Specialist, and social worker Ronika Grizzle. Welcome to Star Talk.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
Very good. Tell us about your organization and what it is you do.
I will start there. Again, like you said, we are the Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. We are a program that is definitely comprehensive medical care. We provide everything from primary care physician services to transportation to medicines, medical equipment, medical supplies. Not only do we do physical health, we also provide mental health for our clients as well. And then we're there to keep them in their home and in their community. That's our biggest goal.
So, Tory, this really is all-inclusive.
Yes.
And I know we're going to talk about how to connect with your organization, but when a member of our senior community contacts you, what are one of the first things they ask for? How do they ask for help? What do you see as the number one or number two request that you are getting at PACE from our seniors?
For the seniors in our community, one of the biggest things is transportation, being able to get to and from those medical appointments. The second is housing. And the third thing that I see a lot of is home care needs. A lot of our seniors in our community are at home alone without caregivers, so they are in need of that home care service.
That home alone piece, I suspect, is quite pervasive, that our elderly are spending more time alone than they are with family, because family has grown up, kids have started doing their own thing, moved out of the area perhaps. So I can see how that would be a concern. Having dealt with seniors in my own family, I can see how that is an issue. So thank you, Tory. Ronika, same question to you. Or give us a little bit about what you do at PACE, and then I have a question for you also.
Yeah, so my biggest thing is to make sure our caregivers are feeling supported. We can't do this without them being aware of what else is needed for their loved one. When they are home alone, making sure they check in on them. Sometimes you just need someone to help you feel like you're supported too, and that you're also going through this type of new part of your life. Mom may not be the nicest as she was when she was younger, but we help them kind of articulate best with what they have diagnosis-wise too. I help with the psychosocial need. I encourage our seniors to do mental health therapy because I know that when you're home alone, you're not really thinking how you used to be. You're not as sharp as you were, and it's okay to have someone to talk to you about that. And then sometimes you just kind of feel like you're off. When you're off mentally, your body then also becomes off. And so we should make sure that that mental health, that psychosocial, is actually being supported, not just by that participant, but by that caregiver.
That's a very good term, psychosocial, and I certainly want to unpack that just a little bit. But I also want to ask you a question. How does PACE differ from, say, in-home health?
Ooh.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
PACE differs from in-home health because, again, we are supporting them for all of their needs, especially medical needs. So in-home care It's more of just giving them that home care that they need in regards to maybe bathing, dressing, grooming. We're doing outside of that because we're doing that as well. But we also have our day center that we have that is for them to come socialize, build new community. Because like we were talking about being at home alone, when you come to the center, you're able to meet new folks, make some new friends, build that new sense of community. And then also the medical care that we're given is a lot different because it's very rare that you're going to find a primary care physician or a nurse who's going to actually come to your home because you are unable to get out of your home. If you're homebound or bedbound, you're not going to get that from a regular primary care provider. So that's one of the top tier things I think about PACE is that you're able to call and say, hey, I'm not feeling as good. Can someone come and check on me? And someone's going to come.
Right.
So
I wanna add
that
to
gives them a
that,
lot
too.
of relief.
So absolutely. So, Tory, it really is all inclusive.
Yes.
And Ronika, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, we're a holistic type of insurance. People don't know that. PACE is an insurance. So that when we are together as a team, who you see that comes as a PACE representative is who's on your insurance team.
Okay.
So when you meet Tory helps with making those decisions and making sure your quality of life is taken care of. When you meet with me, I'm going to also advocate for you. We don't go off of just contracted people like your home care.
Right.
We are your home care. We come in there. It's been times where I had to sit and read. I'm okay with that because I know I'm going to be there to advocate for you when it comes to the team and making sure your quality of life stays at home.
Very good. And I think you touched on a little bit of the psychosocial, as you mentioned, the center. I'm sure some of that socialization and interacting takes place at the center, but also takes place in the home, as you just mentioned, Ronika. So we're here today. We're talking about scams and how the elderly can be targeted. And it appears to me that obviously you guys do so much more. But let's specifically talk about how do you interact with law enforcement, or are there specific areas where PACE would be a liaison from a senior to a law enforcement?
Yes,
Yes.
of course. And I'll take this question because we do wellness checks. We do wellness checks on our caregivers and our participants if we're not able to get them on the phone. And if we hear something that is off, abuse, neglect, we will call APS. And we keep our county in the loop of what's going on with PACE. So they know we offer services, but we also know that we need an outside source to help with this to be documented and reported correctly. And so we lean on those APS reports when we send them out. We follow up with them. And I know Tory has a background too in DSS, but when it comes to my position in that, those wellness checks save lives. If we have someone in the hospital who needs to get home and we can't get the caregiver on the phone, we do a wellness check. We make sure they're okay.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. Tell our listeners what APS stands for.
It's Adult Protective Services.
All right, very good. And you mentioned Tory works for DSS,
She has.
Department of
She's
Social
passing that.
Services. All right, very good. And you touched on wellness checks, and the sheriff's office is happy to go out and check on our individuals when someone thinks there's a concern that needs to be looked into. So, Tory, in your role at PACE, how do you interact, or how would you interact with law enforcement?
Most definitely. Like Ronika touched on, we do work closely with Adult Protective Services because there are instances before the person even joins the program. That would be where I come in, that I can sometimes spot certain things, especially when we come to different forms of exploitation, because abuse is not just physical abuse. And a lot of times when people think of elder abuse, they automatically think of physical. There's a lot of financial exploitation going on in the elderly community. And myself and my enrollment coordinator, when we go out, we are usually the first people to find it, because families sometimes might not find it because they don't really know what they're looking for. So when we do that, we step in, we make sure we make that adult protective service report, but then we also make sure that they follow up with the police or the sheriff's department, because we definitely want to make sure that these people know that prosecution will happen, because if you don't make that known, they're going to keep doing it. So at least if they know that somebody's watching, it will kind of cut that down.
That's good. No, you just provided me a very good segue into my next question. Let's discuss how common scams are in our elderly community, and how families are taking care of their loved ones. And give me some specific examples. You mentioned that you have an eye for this. You may see it before a caregiver or before certainly before a family member.
Yes.
So talk to me about what common scams are you guys seeing or discovering with our elderly population?
I would say the first scam that I see a lot of in pre-enrollment is these people calling pretending to be insurance companies, especially around open enrollment time. So like between October and December, they're getting constant calls saying, oh, I'm calling from Cigna, I'm calling from United Healthcare, and they're not. And a lot of times, because people may already have those insurances, they think, oh, well, that's actually them calling me. I come across a lot of financial exploitation and pre-enrollment, and the biggest way I see that is a lot of times in bank statements. Reviewing documentation, I tell any caregiver that if you are a caregiver and let's say you are not living locally, but you're handling your parents' finances and maybe you have entrusted them to an agency like an aid or assisted living, you need to be going through those bank statements line for line, because recently that's how I discovered that someone was being financially exploited. This person is homebound. They do not go out, but there were charges all over North Carolina. And so I asked the caregiver, I say, hey, does your loved one go this place or that place? And they go, no, she doesn't leave here. And I said, well, somebody is. And it's a trail and you can kind of see. And that's just the thing is like, if you're going to be a caregiver, be as involved as you can be. I know that it can be overwhelming because I'm a caregiver for a disabled child, which he's an adult now, but he's a disabled child. So you want to be mindful of transactions and the people that you are bringing around as well.
Absolutely. PACE, again, is really all-inclusive. And so what is your relationship with the family caregiver? Because you're using the term caregiver, family member. Okay. How do you all interact with that family caregiver who may live in Durham County or may not live in Durham County? And so when you discover these discrepancies or you observe the behavior that is an indicator that something is not just quite right, talk to me about how you now involve the family, whether they're in the home or not.
Right.
Yeah. Renika?
I'll let you go first and then I'll jump in.
We are literally the cousin. We're the cousin.
Okay, the cousin.
We're the friend. We're the morning call when you can't figure something out. And we want them to be like that. That's who we are. We make it our mission that when we have a participant that deceased, that we reach out to that family. We go to the funeral if you're that close to that family. We're there. And we get to the point where sometimes you get into the house and you guys are just talking because that you're going to be that person that's listening. And that's what we try to make sure that they feel comfortable enough to say what you usually wouldn't say to someone. We want the off-guard conversation so we can make sure we're supporting you efficiently.
Oh, that's great. And we know that in so many families, there's not that level of attention. Life gets in the way. Sons and daughters, as I mentioned earlier, they grow up, they do their own things, they have their own jobs, they have their own families, and perhaps the grandma or grandpa or mother or father is second chair. And so they are not always as attentive as they should be. And so you guys provide that extra set of eyes, that cousin, as you referred to. I like that. So you can bring the family in and alert the family as to what is going on.
Yes.
All right, there are several other topics I want to talk about, but we're going to take a short break and we're going to come back. We are joined today with Tory and Ronika, and we'll be right back.
I came to the Durham County Sheriff's Office in search of employment, and I wound up finding a career and a calling.
There's so many different divisions in the sheriff's office.
Welcome to the Durham County Detention Facility.
There's always something new and something different in this type of field here. You never know what to expect each day.
Come on and experience it for yourself before you make your final judgment. This could be your career.
And welcome back to Star Talk. Today we're talking about our seniors, our most precious treasure in any family, in any community, our seniors. And we are joined today by Tory and Ronika. And we're talking about how we can protect our seniors and how we interact with our elderly. And right before the break, we were talking about when we notice that something is a little bit off with our elders, and we want to bring that to the attention of the caregiver, who is often a family member. Let's talk a little bit about that, and before we move forward. How do you guys engage the family to let them know something is going on that needs a deeper look?
Most definitely. My way of engaging them is just I usually will build a rapport with the family, especially during pre-enrollment. We're with those clients sometimes 30, 60, 90, 120 days. So if you're talking to somebody every day for that amount of time, you build that relationship. So I just segue into it by letting them know, I looked at what you gave me. We need to sit down and we need to have a talk about this. We need to make an adult protective service report. I try to keep them in the loop of what's going on. I let the adult protective service worker know who the caregiver is too, but I also let the caregiver know, if you need extra support, that's what I'm here for.
Right.
So it's okay to talk to me about it, but then also I want to make sure that they're aware of what's going on. And the biggest way of doing that is just kind of getting them in there on the same level that I'm on. It's like sometimes you have to have a conversation with them, and like Ronika says, like a cousin, like a family member conversation, we have to kind of put certain things aside and we have to sit down and have a real detailed one-on-one fully open conversation. And sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't, because it could be that person that's doing the exploitation.
Excellent. You just read my mind. I can imagine that some of those conversations are difficult.
They are.
Because unfortunately, sometimes the perpetrator of the misdeed is a family member.
That is true.
And so I imagine that you get some resistance. And there again, you file your report. You bring it to the attention of the powers to be, perhaps law enforcement, and then allow the investigation to run its course.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we want to protect the senior.
Yes.
Whether it's a family member or a third party that's carrying out the abuse or the scam, or the financial scams, and so it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Your job is to make sure that that elderly person is okay.
Correct.
Yes.
That's excellent. We also know that housing is a challenge for this population. What resources do you provide at PACE, Ronika, that can help with housing when someone is faced with this dilemma?
So we make it our business as well to make community supports too. And we try to reach out to them and let them know, hey, this is something that we saw as a problem. We have those meetings so that we can get that togetherness for the senior, because housing is very difficult. It's very difficult to make sure that their application is being put in. It's very difficult to make sure the money is being paid. So sometimes it's having that connection between myself and someone in that area. It helps kind of minimize, because a senior is not going to have time to keep going back and forth. And we're the feet. We pride ourselves on making sure that they don't have to keep running to do something because it's going to exhaust them and they're not going to want it. And so they're going to put aside that, which is going to benefit, that's going to actually hinder their health and their psychosocial. So we make it a point to stand by them. We want them to be independent when they complete something. But sometimes you just need someone. I mean, how many times have you called your mom when you were just getting out, like, hey, my W-2 form, do I need to put this down? Or how many ones and twos? You just need someone to make sure they confirm what you're doing is right.
Right.
And they can help you keep kind of following up with it.
Right. Very good. You mentioned that psychosocial again.
I know.
And it's critical.
It is.
It is critical because, again, some of these seniors are living alone, and we don't want them to regress.
No.
Okay, so talk a little bit about how you address the psychosocial aspect of it. How do you engage them? How do you get them to the center? How do you convince them that they need to leave home for at least 3-4 hours a day and interact with her? Talk to me about that, Ronika.
It's very difficult.
It is,
It
but
definitely
it's
can
important.
be.
It is important.
And sometimes those family members or those caregivers don't have time. I don't have time to take mom or dad here.
Yeah, and that's one of the best things about PACE as well, is that they don't have to. We will come and pick them up. We will bring them back home. The biggest draw that I usually present to clients when I do go out to do pre-enrollment is to give them that sense of community, that there are people there that are just like you. There are people there that may be different than you, but are looking for people like you to make that connection with. I also let them know that there are different activities that we are doing. You're not just coming there and you're not just sitting there all day. We have music that goes on all day. We have community partners who come in. We have service dogs who come in. I think when I first started working there, they had bunnies come in for Easter. They brought in real bunnies so that they could interact. It's people that never seen a real bunny in life. They might be 70 years old, never saw a real bunny. I will say that PACE is definitely a family. So we're celebrating birthdays. We celebrate every holiday.
Right.
We have parades. So it's like telling them about those things and saying, hey, come see it.
Right.
I guarantee you come one time and you see it,
Right.
you're going to want to come back.
Yeah.
Right, very good. And if you don't want to come to PACE, to the center, PACE will come to you.
We sure do. I go out to
love
the
it.
community and do events. I just did a line dancing class out at Price Steel, and they loved it. And I loved it because everybody wants to have their boots on the ground right now.
There's fans flying everywhere.
Fans everywhere. So we definitely did that. And that was a way of us bridging that gap, too, to say, hey, you may not be a part of PACE and you may not feel like PACE is for you right now.
Right.
But when you're open to it, give me a call and I'll come and talk to you more about it.
Very good. You heard it right here on Star Talk. PACE has boots on the ground. And so they will come to you or you can come to them. And again, that's another good segue to a question. Not everyone's living at home. Some of them may be living in facilities, whether it's a senior living or a step-down unit. Do you also service the individuals living in those other facilities, so to speak, not just in the home?
You want me to take this one or you got it?
No, I'll take the beginning part.
Okay.
It's a yes and a no.
Okay.
I would say assisted living communities, no. Only reason that we don't do that is because most people that are using assisted living may be using a different source of Medicaid for payment. For PACE, there is a specific Medicaid that is set up just for the PACE program. It's long-term care PACE Medicaid, which is set up to help cover the things that PACE would cover. So assisted living, you're basically there. They're taking care of all of your needs. With our program, we are taking care of all of your comprehensive medical needs, but you're still taking care of your home needs.
Got
So
it.
your home, your utilities, things like that. So no, and the yes part is that we do have clients who were part of our program, but let's say their health declined and they needed to go to a skilled nursing facility. we are still stepping in there to provide the care that they would get from PACE. That's everything from medical all the way down to recreation.
Right.
So
So
they're
once
still
a
getting
client,
that.
always a client. If you can follow them and stay connected. Ronika, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, we've had clients that left nursing facilities and they're interested in staying home alone. And we're definitely excited to go ahead and work with them to get them part of PACE, because we're going to help you. Think about this. When you're home, you feel comfortable. You feel relaxed. A lot of the things that come into a nursing facility can bring a lot of that psychosocial type of, struggle, because you're thinking about why you're here and who's not coming and who's there and what other things you have at home. So we do push them if they're ready to go home and they're able to live at home safely, and PACE can help with the other parts to keep them safe. We ask them to do that. I mean, that can give you 30 years in your life right there.
Sure.
Just being at home.
Yeah.
So we do have quite a few that are leaving the nursing home and that are coming to PACE so they can have a better, confident feel with their family to live on their own.
No, that's wonderful. And the goal is to keep our seniors in their home as long
Yes.
as possible, keep them as safe as possible. And it certainly sounds like PACE provides that opportunity and those services. You mentioned a little bit about the cost. Medicaid, I think you...
Yes. Yes, we do use Medicaid and Medicare for our clients. There are options of paying for PACE. You can pay for our program either privately, which we do have clients who do that. The private pay rate is determined by the state. We do not determine that rate. But then a lot of times what we will do is, because of the pre-enrollment and the cost, because it is a costly program, because it is a long-term care program, essentially, we will assist our clients with helping them do the long-term care application. Because I used to do long-term care for Durham County DSS, it makes it a lot easier for us to help them navigate that process. And that's a relief for our caregivers, because we're taking that burden of you feeling like, oh my goodness, I have no idea what I'm getting ready to do, and I need to do this. You don't even have to worry about it.
Right.
You give it to us, we take care of it, and we make sure we get you everything that you need.
Yeah.
Very good. So there are funding options in Medicaid and Medicare, and you will help walk them through the process to make sure they get all the benefits that are afforded to them under the various plans. And again, you mentioned some of it's determined by the state, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. All right, before we go, we want to end with an important upcoming event that PACE is hosting.
Yes.
I think the date is September 17th.
It is.
Yes.
What will you all be doing, and who should attend?
Oh, it is going to be an awesome event. We like to welcome all community partners. We like to even welcome people who are just kind of inquisitive about PACE, because a lot of times, word of mouth is your best marketing tool. Our marketing director has done an awesome job with getting community leaders, senators, people in our local government to come out and actually see what we do. I feel like when you actually see it with your own two eyes, not just hearing about it or seeing it on paper, it makes a huge difference. Right. I can say from my perspective, doing long-term care and knowing what PACE is, but when I came there to work, it was an eye-opener. Because when you see it and you see the love that the people have for our participants and the things that we offer, you can't ever see it differently.
You can't unsee it.
Yeah, you can't unsee it. So, we want to welcome everybody that, especially our community leaders and community partners. Our community leaders are the people that our participants want to see. They want to know who you are. So you come out to that celebration, make yourself known, so that way they'll feel like they know you, and then they'll be more apt to tell you what they need.
Yes.
Very good. Well, Ronika, tell me where I need to be and what time I need to get there on September 17th.
We are located on 5400 South Miami Boulevard.
Okay.
We are in Suite 150. You can't miss us. We got all those nice vans out front. And I'm not sure of the time. I am sure of the time. I'm going to correct myself. It is at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
It's at 2 p.m. It's going to be great. Like I said, our marketing manager, Destiny Austin, has done a great job of getting everything put together. And last year it was awesome. We had a great turnout. So we hope to see you there.
Well, very good.
And you can always call us, too. I mean, we're Senior Community Care of North Carolina.
Very good.
Our number is 919-425-3000. And that's us.
Very good. Well, I am going. Give us that number one more time, please.
919-425-3000.
All right. We got it. And if you're listening to Star Talk today, we're talking to Tory and Ronika of PACE. And the information here is to make sure our seniors are cared for, that they're not caught up in scams, they're not taken advantage of, and that they can remain in their home as long as possible. Well, I've certainly enjoyed this conversation. And if you're listening and you've been a victim of a scam, or you know someone who has a concern about neglect or abuse in our senior population, please reach out to us here at the Durham County Sheriff's Office by calling our Criminal Investigations Unit at 919-560-0880. You may also contact us 24 hours a day for any reason at 919-560-0900. Any final thoughts, Tory, as we wrap up this segment of Star Talk?
Yes, I would say to all of those out there who have family members, loved ones, or just friends that you know that are older, check in on them from time to time. That could make a big difference on whether that person's getting scammed or not. So check in on your older folks, check in on your loved ones, reach out to them, even if it's somebody that you might not have reached out to in a long time. Tomorrow's not promised, so reach out to those that you love just to say, hey, I want to check in on you.
Very
That's right. That's right.
Ronika?
I'm with Tory on that.
Yeah.
It's sometimes just a phone call or a visit away. They'll tell you. You sit there long enough, not 5 minutes, not 10. Sit there. They'll tell you.
They'll tell you. Spend some time with our seniors.
Spend some time with them.
Continue to build that community.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Spend
thank you.
time with them.
Thank you both so much for being on Star Talk. I'm your host, Sheriff Clarence Birkhead, and you've been listening to Star Talk. You can email us at feedback@durhamsheriff.org. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any thoughts or suggestions for future podcasts, please let us know. Our website is durhamsheriff.com, and I've already given you the phone numbers, but I'll give them to you again. Criminal Investigations is 919-560-0880, and our main number is 919-560-0897, and non-emergency, 919-560-0900, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm your host, Sheriff Clarence Birkhead, and thank you for listening to Star Talk.